You know, it's finally happening. This is the exact moment when the universe decides you are ready to hear what's been waiting for you. Just think about it for a second. Out of all the countless paths, all the distractions, all the possibilities, you somehow ended up right here, right now. That's not a coincidence. That's what we call alignment. For chosen ones, like you, timing is everything. A message doesn't pop up too early, and it never, ever comes too late. It arrives in the one precise moment your spirit is actually prepared to hear it. And if you're hearing these words, it means that moment is now. Something deep inside of you has been asking, searching, maybe even yearning for some kind of direction, and the answer has finally found its way to you. Maybe you've been feeling restless, carrying around questions you can't quite put into words. Or maybe you've noticed the same old cycles repeating over and over, and you've wondered if there's a deeper reason for it all. Or hey, maybe you've just been sensing a shift is coming, but you couldn't put your finger on what it was. Whatever it is, the very fact that you're here is your proof. You are not imagining it. You're standing at a doorway, and this message, this is the very sign you've been waiting for. So many people will go through their day-to-day without noticing any of the signs. They'll just move through their routines, distracted and completely unaware. But you're not like them, are you? You're awake enough to notice when something grabs your attention, something that goes beyond logic, beyond just pure chance. You are a chosen one. And chosen ones, we always get our signal at exactly the right time. You're going to want to stay until the very end, because the most important part has been saved for last. What you're about to hear won't just answer the questions you've been carrying. It's also going to challenge you to rise up and become who you were always meant to be. This isn't just entertainment. This is alignment. Chosen one, just pause for a moment with me and think back on your life. How many times did you feel like you were walking through battles that nobody else could even see? The kind of disappointments that cut deeper than words ever could. The friendships that just seemed to dissolve without any real explanation. All those endless nights you just looked up at the sky and asked, why me? Here's the thing. Those were not random sufferings. They were markings, like little etchings on your soul that were setting you apart from the crowd. The reason this message found you now is because the time of questioning is finally shifting into the time of understanding. For years, you've probably carried the weight of being misunderstood, of being the one who sees a little too much, feels things too deeply, and hears what everyone else ignores. And while others just moved carelessly through their lives, you carried your silence almost like armor, waiting for something to finally make sense of it all. That something is your awakening, and this is your call. You see, chosen ones are never chosen for comfort. They are chosen for transformation. The pain you endured was never meant to break you. It was meant to awaken you. Every betrayal taught you discernment. Every door that slammed shut redirected you to a truer path. Every season of loneliness stripped away everything you didn't need until only your true essence was left. That essence is your power. And now, the universe is saying it's time to use it. Just look around at the world. Most people just drift through their days with their eyes half closed. They chase after noise, they give up their peace, and they trade their truth for temporary distractions. They don't hear the signals because, well, they aren't even listening. But you, chosen one, you can't ignore them. The same signals that others just write off as coincidence press a little harder on your heart. You know, the repeating numbers on the clock. The dreams that speak louder than your waking life. The conversations that seem to answer questions you haven't even spoken out loud. These aren't random. This is the universe's way of telling you. Pay attention now. And this is the very reason this message comes today. Because you are standing on a line. On one side is the life you've already known. The old patterns, the cycles, the heaviness. On the other side is the path you have been prepared for. The path where you carry your awareness like a shield and your intuition like a compass. But to step onto it, you have to choose. And chosen ones don't get to choose halfway. You are being asked to be all in. This is why so many tests seem to pop up right before a breakthrough. Have you noticed how lately old wounds have been resurfacing? People from the past are suddenly returning. The distractions seem to be getting louder. That is not a mistake. It is the universe's way of asking you, have you learned, or are we going to repeat this? Chosen ones have to answer with action. It's not enough to just know the truth. You have to live it. That means setting boundaries even when it hurts. It means saying no when you feel pressured. It means walking away from what you know is draining you, even when it feels familiar. These aren't small decisions. These are your initiations. And yes, it feels heavy, because chosen ones are asked to do what others won't. You are asked to stand alone when the crowd moves together. You are asked to trust your inner voice when everyone else is following the noise. You are asked to keep faith when nothing makes sense. That is the cost of awakening. But it is also the gift. Because on the other side of that faith, doors open that no one else can even see. Think of all the times you almost gave up. The nights you told yourself you just couldn't carry anymore. Yet somehow, you rose again. Somehow, you kept moving. Somehow, you kept a spark alive even in the darkest hours. That spark is the proof. It's proof that no matter how deep the shadow gets, your light cannot be extinguished. And that is why you are chosen. Because you are light in a world that so easily forgets what light even looks like. This video didn't find you just to entertain you. It found you because the universe knew you were ready to hear this. You cannot keep living as if you are ordinary. Your soul has been marked for something greater. And greater doesn't always mean louder or bigger in the eyes of the world. Greater means truer. Greater means aligned. Greater means carrying your purpose so fully that no distraction can shake you. Right now, the universe is stripping away everything that cannot follow you. That is why some friendships dissolve without warning. Why jobs that once fit now feel suffocating. Why habits that used to bring comfort now just leave you feeling empty. It is not a punishment. It is pruning. You are being refined. The chosen are not handed easy paths. They are prepared through fire. And fire purifies. Fire reveals what is real. And what's left after the fire is you, the truest version of you. So, what does this all mean for you? Right here, right now. It means you have to stop doubting the timing of your life. Stop believing that you are late or somehow behind. Stop assuming that your struggles mean you are cursed. You are not cursed. You are crafted. Every delay, every redirection, every single closed door was the universe's way of guiding you into alignment. And now, alignment is here, waiting for you to step fully into it. This is why you feel restless in places you once just tolerated. Why shallow conversations no longer feed your soul. Why environments that used to feel normal now just feel heavy. It's because your soul has outgrown them. You are not meant to shrink yourself to fit into what no longer serves you. You are meant to rise, even if it means you have to walk alone for a little while. The loneliness you might fear is actually your protection. It is space being created so the right people, the right opportunities, and the right paths can finally reach you. Chosen one, listen to me carefully. The universe does not waste energy. If you are here, it is because you are being called to rise, to stop dimming your light, to stop handing away your peace, to stop pretending you don't see what you see. The world does not need another distracted soul. The world needs awakened guardians. And that is who you are becoming. So just let this message sink in. You are not here by accident. You were led here. You were prepared for this. And now, the choice stands right in front of you. Stay in the cycles that break you, or step into the path that was always yours. You already know the answer. That's why you're still here listening. As we live through these final days of September, the air shifts, the sky carries a different kind of tone, and the energy transforms right along with it. These last few days aren't just an ordinary turning of the calendar. They are signs of an inner cycle closing and a brand new doorway opening. Chosen ones, you feel this before anyone else does. Even when no one around you seems to notice, You carry a kind of pressure within your soul. A weight, a calling. This is the beginning of the new phase the universe has been preparing you for. In this season, the sky seems to whisper more quickly. Even the wind feels like it's carrying messages. And because you are awake, you cannot miss them. Still, remember this. The signs are not only outside you, they are inside you. That restlessness stirring deep within you. That feeling that something just has to change. That's not a coincidence. It is your guide. And in these days, the greatest test is this. Will you listen to it, or will you try to silence it? Most people can't see these periods for what they are. For them, days just pass on the calendar and new ones arrive. But you, chosen ones, you know that every transition is a spiritual test. These last days are here to teach you patience, because energies are colliding, tests are multiplying, and the voices that try to pull you off your track are getting louder. Patience becomes your shield. If you lose it, you scatter your energy. But if you hold it, you can keep to your path even when everything feels confusing. Be careful during these days. Old habits will try to come back. Fears you thought you had buried will rise up again. People, especially those who are close to you, might try to provoke you. And there's a reason for it. The universe wants to see how far you've truly come. It is not enough to just say you've learned. You have to prove it by living it. Every situation that makes you angry, that tests your patience, or tries to steal your peace is actually an initiation. If your response is patience and awareness, you pass. At the same time, the signs are becoming far more intense. 11:11 on the clock, so-called coincidences, dreams that speak louder than your waking life. These are not random. During these days, the signs almost feel like they're shouting, because the universe knows you are at a crossroads. It wants to remind you that you are not alone, but it also whispers, it is time to choose, because no sign can make the choice for you. Another strong energy in these final days of September is protection. Chosen ones, remember, not everyone is your friend. You don't need to open yourself up to everyone, because you are spiritually sensitive. The energies around you affect you more deeply than others. That is why solitude during these days is not a punishment, but a protection. If you feel the need to just be alone, don't resist it. It is your soul's way of recharging. While the crowds outside are noisy and chaotic, inside your own silence, your soul is being reborn. In silence, you find answers. In solitude, you gather strength. And that strength will carry you further in the weeks ahead. Today's solitude becomes tomorrow's victory. Sometimes, patience isn't just required with others, but with yourself. Yes, you may stumble. Yes, there are lessons you may not have fully mastered yet. That does not make you unworthy. It makes you human. But chosen ones, what is asked of you is not perfection. It is awareness. The faster you can realign yourself, the stronger you become. The speed with which you correct yourself, the lessons you draw from your mistakes, that is your true strength. At the close of September, remember that these times are doorways. As one door closes, another one opens. But every doorway comes with a test. If you face it with patience, awareness, protection, and attentiveness to the signs, your path will become clear. From chaos comes order. From silence comes strength. And never forget, these last days may look like an ending, but they are actually a beginning. In the spiritual journey, nothing truly ends. Every ending is just a transition to a higher level. And you, chosen ones, are here because you are ready to take that step. That is why the universe has brought you this message. Because these final days exist not to break you, but to prepare you for what comes next. As the final threads of September weave themselves into the fabric of time, the energy intensifies in ways that most people just can't see. To the unawakened, these days feel ordinary. Just another week, another routine. Nothing unusual. But chosen ones, you sense the undercurrent, don't you? The vibration feels thicker, heavier in some moments, and sharper in others. This is the echo of endings colliding with beginnings, the closing of cycles, and the subtle birth of new ones. It is in these last days of September that your awareness becomes both your greatest gift and your greatest responsibility. Because when you notice what others do not, you can't just pretend you didn't see it. You cannot go back to sleep once you are awake. The universe has placed you in this heightened state of awareness so that you can navigate these days with clarity, not confusion. And that clarity is the very thing that protects you. Notice the patterns around you. Perhaps people are starting to show their true faces. Masks that once stayed perfectly in place are now slipping, revealing intentions that were hidden before. Perhaps situations that used to feel stable now seem shaky, as though the ground right underneath them is crumbling. This is not meant to frighten you. It is meant to awaken you even more. The illusion is dissolving, and in its place, the truth is rising. Only those who can see with open eyes can move forward safely. This is why isolation or solitude in this period is not weakness, but wisdom. When you step back, you see everything more clearly. When you remove yourself from all the noise, the whispers of your intuition grow louder. And those whispers are not to be dismissed. Chosen one. They are the compass guiding you through a landscape of tests. They are the shield against energies that just want to drain you. They are the reminders that your soul's path is far more important than any temporary distractions. At the same time, your dreams might feel more vivid, your thoughts sharper, your emotions more heightened. This is because the spiritual veil is thinner right now. The final days of September are like a liminal space, a threshold where messages can travel more easily between the unseen world and the seen. Pay attention to what rises up within you, even if it feels strange. A passing thought, a sudden realization, a wave of emotion that seems to come from nowhere. These are not random. They are transmissions, and they deserve your attention. And yes, the tests will continue. Old habits, familiar temptations, the urge to just slip back into what's comfortable. They will all come knocking at your door. But the universe is asking you, will you return to what once held you back, or will you stand firm in the lessons you've learned? Every time you choose differently, every time you break a cycle, every time you hold your peace instead of reacting, you step further into your awakening. Chosen ones, let this truth settle deep inside you. Your energy is the treasure of these days. Guard it as though it were gold. Guard your mind from distractions. Guard your heart from those who do not honor it. Guard your space from energies that drain you rather than restore you. Protection is not about fear. It is about respect. Respect for the sacredness of who you are becoming. As September closes, you are not being asked to do everything all at once. You are simply being asked to remain aware, to stay aligned, and to notice the small shifts that lead to big changes. The world outside may be noisy, chaotic, and unstable, but your inner world can remain untouched if you anchor yourself. That is the gift of these final days, the chance to practice holding your peace, no matter what storms are surrounding you. And as you do that, something remarkable begins to happen. The chaos that once overwhelmed you starts to lose its power. The illusions that once deceived you lose their grip. The tests that once broke you no longer even shake you. Because in awareness, you find strength. In solitude, you find clarity. And in alignment, you find freedom. The weight of these days cannot be ignored. You may have noticed it already, right? In the restless sleep, in the way people around you seem more reactive, in the sudden swings of your own emotions. This is not weakness. It is alignment. When the energy all around you intensifies, your spirit reacts to it. And rather than trying to suppress it, chosen one, you are being called to understand it. These are not just ordinary days. They are thresholds. Days like these do not simply pass by. They mark you. They shape you. They redirect you. The reason you feel this intensity is because the spiritual atmosphere is just saturated. The equinox portal has not yet fully closed, and its influence is lingering like a current beneath everything that you do. Every choice, Every reaction, every thought you entertain carries more weight than usual right now. This is why you might be noticing unusual patterns, arguments that rise up out of nowhere, people resurfacing from your past, opportunities that seem tempting but just feel off when you look a little deeper. These are not accidents. They are tests of your discernment. They are the universe's way of asking you, can you tell the difference between what looks good and what is true, between what is comfortable and what is aligned? Most of the world will not recognize these patterns. They will just think it's a bad day or random stress or just a coincidence. But you, chosen ones, you cannot ignore the signals. Your intuition is burning too brightly. You see what others dismiss. You feel what others numb themselves against. And this awareness is your responsibility. Pay close attention now. Energy is contagious. When you spend time around fear, you start to feel it. When you linger near anger, it starts to seep into you. When you open yourself up to distraction, you scatter your own focus. This is why these last days are calling you to guard your inner world more fiercely than ever before. Protect your mind. Protect your spirit. Protect your space. Because what you allow in right now will either empower your next chapter or it will weaken it. Chosen ones, solitude is not loneliness. It is sanctuary. These are the days to embrace the quiet, to let the silence reveal what all the noise has been hiding. Sit with your own thoughts and just notice which ones bring you peace and which ones bring you turmoil. Journal, meditate, breathe deeply. These practices are not luxuries right now. They are lifelines. They ground you when the external world is spinning in confusion. And please understand this. The pressure you feel is not meant to crush you. It is meant to refine you. Diamonds are created under immense pressure. Gold is purified by fire. And your soul, too, is being purified. Every challenge is burning away the excess, stripping off what no longer belongs, so that only your truest self remains. This is why it hurts. This is why it feels heavy. But it is also why you will rise stronger. Do not fear the resurfacing of old wounds. If anger or sadness or regret comes back in these days, it is because they are finally ready to be healed. They are no longer hidden in the shadows. They have come into the light, and what enters the light can be transformed. Face them bravely. Release them gently. They cannot follow you into the new season that is opening up. The final days of September do not simply close a chapter. They are preparing the soil for the one ahead. That is why what you choose to release now matters so deeply. You are clearing the ground, creating space, and aligning yourself for what is coming. And though you may not be able to see it yet, something is indeed coming. Something that will require the strength you are building right here, right now. As the calendar edges closer and closer to October, the atmosphere itself seems to shift. The air feels denser, almost like it's carrying whispers of change. You may be noticing it in small ways, how conversations suddenly reveal hidden truths, how the night sky feels charged with some kind of unseen electricity, how your own body seems to know something that your mind hasn't quite put into words yet. Chosen ones, this is not your imagination. This is alignment pulling you forward. The end of September is not just a closing. It is a preparation. These final days are working like a refining fire, drawing out everything that's false, everything that's unstable, everything that cannot move with you into the next season. And while this process can feel uncomfortable, even a bit painful, it is the proof that your spirit is stepping into something greater. The discomfort is the evidence of your growth. Pay attention to how patterns are playing out around you right now. The same lessons may be appearing in new disguises. People might return from your past, echoing old wounds or some unfinished business. Situations may arise that test your patience, your clarity, your boundaries. These are not setbacks. They are confirmations. The universe is asking you, did you learn the lesson, or are we going to repeat it? Each time you respond differently, you prove to yourself that you are no longer the person you once were. In these days, isolation can be your ally. Solitude does not mean abandonment. it means protection. When you step away from all the noise, you give your soul the chance to hear what the world is too loud to say. In the quiet, your intuition sharpens. In the silence, the truth surfaces. And those truths are not meant to scare you. They are meant to guide you. Do not resist the rising sensitivity within you. If your dreams are sharper, if your emotions seem to surge suddenly, if your thoughts seem to just arrive from nowhere, it is because the veil is thinner now. Messages are flowing more easily in these liminal days where one season is fading and another is awakening. Instead of just dismissing these experiences, honor them. Write them down. Reflect on them. They are like breadcrumbs leading you to what lies ahead. And remember, chosen ones are not shielded from pressure. They are shaped by it. Every wave of intensity is carving strength into your very being. Every challenge is refining your discernment. Every moment of doubt is an invitation to anchor yourself even deeper. This is not cruelty. This is preparation. The universe does not waste energy, and it would not have led you here if there were not more waiting for you. This is why you may feel both anticipation and a sense of unease all at once. On one hand, you can sense that something is ending. On the other, you feel the weight of something approaching. This duality is the very essence of transition. The ground feels shaky because it is moving, shifting, and making way for the new. And though you cannot yet see the full picture, trust that the shift itself is proof that you are aligned with something greater. So guard your energy. Be mindful of your steps. Notice who and what brings you peace, and who or what drains it. These are not random observations. They are signals pointing to how you should move forward. The final days of September are drawing a map for you, but you have to choose to read it. You have to choose to act on what you see. And most importantly, remember that this moment is not isolated. It is part of a larger design, a story that you are still unfolding. The whispers of September will echo into October, carrying their lessons, their warnings, and their blessings. What you do now sets the tone for what comes next. The alignment you hold today becomes the foundation you will stand on tomorrow. The closing of September has not been ordinary. You have felt it in your heart, in your mind, and even in your body. The restless nights, the sudden emotions, the pressure that seemed to arrive from nowhere. These were not random. They were signals. And if you are here right now, it is because the universe needed you to hear this. You are stepping into a moment of profound alignment. Chosen ones, look back at all you have endured. The betrayals, the disappointments, the doors that closed, the people who turned away. None of it was wasted. Every wound taught you discernment. Every ending made you stronger. Every season of loneliness carved a deeper awareness into your soul. And though you may not have seen it at the time, all of it has been preparation for now. You are being shaped into someone who can no longer be shaken by what once destroyed you. The final days of September are not here to break you. They are here to reveal you, to show you who you have become and who you are capable of being. The energy has been heavy because transformation always carries weight. When the old falls away, it doesn't go quietly. It clings, it resists, it fights to stay. But you, chosen one, are stronger than the pull of the past. You are not here to repeat cycles. You are here to break them. Remember this: protection is not about fear, it is about honor. When you guard your peace, you are honoring your soul. When you set boundaries, you are honoring your growth. When you walk away from what no longer feeds you, you are honoring your path. The universe does not demand perfection from you. It demands awareness. And in these days, awareness is your shield. Awareness is your strength. Awareness is what separates you from the masses who just drift to sleep through their lives. You may still feel the pressure, and that's okay. Pressure creates clarity. It pushes what is hidden into the light. It forces you to confront what you can no longer ignore. If old wounds resurface, do not hide from them. If fears return, do not judge yourself for it. These are opportunities, invitations to finally release what has been carried for too long. You cannot take those weights into the next season. The universe is clearing space, making room for what is to come. And what is to come is not small. The reason your tests are so sharp is because your role is significant. The chosen are not trained for comfort. They are trained for purpose. You are being prepared to carry light into places that have forgotten it, to speak truth in a world that is addicted to noise, and to stand firm when others collapse. That is why your nights have been longer. That is why your battles have been heavier. You are being forged for impact. Do not mistake your solitude for abandonment. It is protection. The silence you feel now is sacred space, allowing your soul to recalibrate. The stillness is not emptiness. It is preparation. And in that quiet, listen closely. Your intuition is speaking. Your dreams are carrying messages. The signs are everywhere, if only you choose to see them. Numbers repeating, thoughts aligning, encounters that feel way too precise to be chance. These are confirmations, proof that you are walking the path that was meant for you. Chosen ones, let this truth sink in. Your awakening is not just about you. It is about every life you will touch, every soul that will find strength in your strength, every person who will see your light and remember their own. That is why you cannot turn back. That is why you cannot give up. That is why you cannot keep living small. You were not chosen to hide. You were chosen to rise. So as September ends, let this be your declaration. I want you to say it. I will no longer hand away my peace. I will no longer ignore the signs. I will no longer live as though I am ordinary. I am awake. I am aligned. I am chosen. Speak it. Claim it. Live it. Because when you align your words, your thoughts, and your actions with your truth, the universe responds. Doors open, illusions crumble, and paths clear. The end of this month is not the end of your journey. It is the beginning of a new chapter. A chapter where you move with clarity instead of confusion, with faith instead of fear, with purpose instead of distraction. You will still face tests, but you will no longer be shaken by them. You will still encounter shadows, but they will no longer silence your light. This is your victory. Not because everything is perfect, but because you have chosen to rise anyway. Not because the path is easy, but because you are strong enough to walk it. Not because you have all the answers, but because you trust the one within you. And that trust will carry you further than fear ever could. So carry this awareness forward. Protect it. Live it. Share it. Let this message ripple beyond you. Because the world is full of souls who need to hear it. Souls who are searching. Souls who are waiting for a sign. Be the bridge for them. Be the proof that awakening is real. Be the reminder that no matter how heavy the night, the light always returns. Chosen ones, this is your time. Rise. Protect your energy. Walk in your truth. And as you do, the universe will meet you with doors you never imagined, strength you never knew you had, and the alignment you have always longed for. Share this message so others can awaken too. The more we rise, the stronger the light becomes. The time is now.